I need to change this to... Okay. What was I turning on opera? Hello? Home opera. Why is it not working? Yeah. No. Not that. Not that. Oh my god, where is it? Cancel. I can't figure it out. That's not what I want. I wanted to. Okay, oh well. Display capture. Oh! Oh yeah, you don't want to look at that. Nasty, nasty stuff. um, I'm trying to. Hold on. I want to make. I don't want to split this. No, please stop. Oh god. Oh my god. I'm trying to like separate these two. Stop it. God. Oh my god. Stop. Thank you. No, there's not gonna be a hacker. Oh my god. Get out of here. There's not gonna be a hacker. That's a myth that happens every year. Where's the freaking option? Am I crazy? I think I'm crazy. Okay, well that's not working, so if I want to look at something else, I can't. Oh, I do not want to talk about this, but like, good lord, who is spamming me? Anyway, hold on, I gotta open up the stream so I can see the chat. I was gonna originally make this into a video, but like, it's very complicated to make a possible hour-long thing. Possible hour-long video into reading. What? I meant that backwards. Whatever. You know what I meant. It's gonna be very, very, very long. And obviously, oh my gosh, get off my freaking screen. I'm just trying to close this. Okay. So for some of you, you guys should get off this because I'm going to talk about some not so fun stuff. Okay? Okay. Anyways, this document talks about what has happened recently. Some of this I cannot say, so I will have to kind of censor it my own way, I guess. Anyways. Oh my gosh. I really don't want to read this. Like, I just don't want to. Because some of this stuff reminds me back to the other document that was, oh god, that was written by Parlo, and I just can't help but remember the frickin' DMs. Like, I don't want to remember those. Those were so cringy. Oh, oh, they do show. Um, do I want to even read that part? Because many people, I can't put music on. Actually, I'll put some calm music on. How about that? How about that? Calm music. Sure. 11 hours, good god. Sure, there. Oh, it's reloading. Oh. Everything just broke, but... Oh god, please, okay. I don't want to lick those. You had to sleep at 3:30? Dang. I can't put on copyrighted music. I'm sorry. Okay, so I will I will make a bigger video. Like I'll actually do a video of the other part because there is way I have to censor a lot. I'm just gonna read out the part of this, like this section area, because I have some things I want to say. Huh. I scroll up a little bit and I see just cursed imagery. Okay. Oh my god, I can't scroll up an inch because I will see the most cursed. Okay, there we go. We're not gonna read one, like I said, because there's a lot of cursed things that I need to censor heavily, and I cannot do that on stream. Anyways, so subsection 2, Osty and Minimoon. Minimoon is a YouTube channel run by Minitoon along with his girlfriend Moonfall X and Moon, the former thumbnail artist for the channel. Osty had reported that oh my god, I can't read. Mistreatment was happening behind the scenes. Following blue text is Osty's testimony. Hello everyone, I'm Osty. I've come back after 4 months to address the elephant in the room. Although I'll explain the reason below, it took me a few months to mostly recover from the situation I was in. Oh my god. I was in to fully grasp the harm that was done to me. Now I'm here to tell you my side of the story that you never got to hear. Nothing I write here is intended as slander, it is simply an outpouring of what I experienced and felt over the course of 2 years. So I met with Minnie in 2022. I started gaining recognition on Twitter in 2022 as a Minitoon artist. Back then, Minnie would praise my drawings one after another for 2 years. Everything seemed normal to me. I always looked up to him and his work. In May 2024, Moon reached out to me on Twitter. She asked if I could create a banner for a new YouTube channel they were making. I was honored to work, so I agreed. We then started talking on Discord. She asked me to make emojis and a few stickers for the channel and their server. After those, Moon began to be close to me. Those people have shit in their names. What? That made no sense. Moon began to be close to me. At the time, I was nothing more than a 16-year-old loser high schooler. I didn't like talking to people much, and due to past experiences, I didn't trust everyone easily. That was when Moon entered the picture. If I recall correctly, she was 23 at the time, and I trusted her, and our friendship quickly deepened into something more personal. Neither Moon nor Minnie ever drew a strict employer-employee line between us. Instead, I felt a bit like a third wheel in their relationship. I joined the server staff in August 2024, and people increasingly began to associate me with them. Moon and I spoke every single day. She would talk about her daily life and sometimes her traumas, and I would share my anxieties with her. I trusted her with my heart, and there was also, obviously, constant gaming on Roblox and deep conversations. Sometimes it all felt overwhelming since they started to involve me in their personal lives a bit too much, but I kept it to myself for the sake of our friendship. I wasn't particularly close with Minitoon during this period, though he was aware of how incredibly close I had become with him. Within a few months, our friendship reached to a point where Moon would refer to me as her soul sister. I was so afraid of losing her and Minnie that I would do whatever they asked without question. Sometimes I wouldn't even accept payment for the drawings I made. And because the time difference meant it was morning for them and it was the middle of the night for me. Gosh, just moving this loses my spot because it's blue. Where'd it go? There it is. Middle of the night for me. I would stay up all night whenever they wanted to hang out, to the point where my health and academic performance began to suffer because I was going to school without any sleep. Moon kept this proximity for a long time. Minnie, in particular, was aware of my loyalty to them. Well, he even tried to claim behind my back that I was just love bombing them. Bro. Still, neither of them said or did anything about it. By 2025, things started getting complicated. I was no longer just a channel artist or a mod. Moon also asked if I could draw the thumbnails, so I quickly learned how to do that as well and began handling those too. I would take my iPad to school and draw during lessons, finish the work by evening, and spend my night time with them. After a while, minor arguments began to rise. The tension grew because Moon was assuming I shared the same mindset as her. Despite the 7-year age gap, she was in her mid-20s while I hadn't even finished high school yet. There was a vast disparity between us in terms of both power and maturity. I was even paying for my own school expenses with money earned from her channel. Furthermore, whenever a disagreement occurred, Moon would involve Minnie instead of speaking to me directly. Obviously, Minnie would take Moon's side and in any way manipulate me. Why didn't you tell her you felt bad, OC? So what are you going to do now, OC? Talk to me about your feelings, OC. Eventually, I reached a breaking point. I couldn't stand him speaking on Moon's behalf all the time, so I snapped at Minnie too. Though I apologized to him, the very next day I told Moon several times that she shouldn't make me deal with Minnie since I was kind of scared of him. After all, he was someone I had looked up to for years. And that she could always just speak to me normally in the end whenever there was slightly difference of opinion. God, I cannot read. Minnie would somehow find a way to silence me, and I would find myself apologizing to Moon, saying things like maybe I overthought it, I'm sorry, or think I got the wrong idea, I'm sorry. So Moon would then lecture me, saying things like, yes, you should do that, or it upsets me when you feel that way, and sometimes complain that I wasn't acting professionally. Shit, man. For them, the matter was closed, but I had already started spiraling into a terrible mindset because of them. Our friendship has become increasingly unhealthy, and I was terrified of the possibility that they might end up hating me. When I mentioned this to Moon a few times, she didn't like what I said. I was afraid of oh my gosh, I think I skipped a line. Possibility that she didn't like what I said. I was afraid of upsetting her, and rift was growing between us. It felt as if we were in some sort of competition. I started bottling everything up. Whenever I felt bad, which only made things worse. My other close friends suggested that I should talk to Moon, but I was genuinely afraid of both her and Minnie. It felt like the slightest word from me would start a fight. The Moopy plushie campaign was the only thing that had made me happy in a long time, and genuinely enjoyed it yet, even though I had done most of the work. Minnie spoke about me, saying she only made a few adjustments, and we let her do it because she begged us, which made me so sad hearing about it. That's just disrespectful. By 2026, I was already at college at 17. I was living alone for the first time away from my family and in a city that felt completely different and foreign to me and during that time. Moon was my only friend. After a while, I realized our friendship wasn't what it used to be. That much was clear. I no longer felt convinced that Moon cared for me. I began to feel worse, especially when the age gap between us came into play. Comparisons started being made. I didn't want to make things worse and started missing friendships we once shared. When the grooming allegations about Minitoon came to light March 2026, Moon wanted me to be a moderator for the stream. They were planning to make they were planning to make. Essentially, she just wanted me to delete any comments that might come up regarding a specific topic. Oh, my throat. Regarding a specific topic, even though 2 years had, 2 years had passed, I still hadn't shaken the habit over my high school days, or staying up at night trying to curry favor with them. I spent a whole night deleting comments. After a while, I started telling them that felt like they didn't value me anymore. We were friends, but for the last few months, they hadn't been treating me very well. And when I say this, I don't mean financially. I'm talking about it from a psychological standpoint. I mentioned it to Moon that she never messages me unless she needs something. As always, this made her upset. I apologized for upsetting her, but she started comparing me to her ex, who had been toxic, horrible person, and a horrible person being, and insisted that I was getting upset over silly things and trying to manipulate or control her. I was so heartbroken that we didn't speak for about a week. Then, of course, I couldn't stand the silence, and I reached out to ask if we were okay. She said everything was fine. Afterwards, she mentioned that she wouldn't be giving me any more channel work. I found this strange, given that I had been the one handling things, even dramas for them, for 2 years. It turned out Minnie had told Moon that work was the reason our friendship was deteriorated, claiming that work and friendship don't mix well, and Moon had attributed the escalation of our arguments solely to the factor. At first, I tried to explain my side. She had followed me everywhere, and I was kicked off the server. Completely lost it. I was confused, and I messaged Moon. Having the panic she caused, she started ghosting me again. However, as always, Minnie messaged me. Minnie, who until a week ago used to thank me for helping delete comments during streams, was a bit mean this time. After questioning me out of nowhere, he also started ghosting my messages. I tried everything to reach a proper understanding during this process. I even had my ex-girlfriend offer to speak with Moon if she wanted. Moon knew of her, as I had mentioned of her often, but ultimately Moon ghosted her too and kicked her off the server. Shortly after, Moon posted an announcement on the server claiming I was making her uncomfortable. That was the real issue. Instead of explaining things to me like a decent human being, she acted on impulse and left me hanging without an explanation. And cast aside every possible solution. She had done this before too. She would send screenshots of family and personal issues I had confided in her about to Minnie, essentially seeking Minnie's advice on how to deal with me. She was doing everything except communicating with me properly. Afterward, I posted a tweet announcing I'm leaving from the channel and the piggy community, thanking for the support I had received. This must have made them upset, as she issued another announcement about me, claiming that despite my role as the main artist, that the fact that I had handled everything for 2 years, they had never actually brought anyone else onto the channel, and were a channel that worked closely with the community. Essentially, I had been treated like a basement dwelling laborer. She even began reposting posts on Twitter specifically targeting me. Naturally, the slanderous things she wrote about me circulated on Twitter, and people started demanding explanations from me. I was forced to defend myself, dragged into the situation I was never wanted to be in. When people started canceling their channel memberships, it infuriated them. They made a thread claiming I had manipulated them by sharing literal screenshots of me talking about my family or mental health, things I had only confided in them. Minnie reposted this on his account, which has almost 1 million followers, drawing even more attention to the thread. I was completely blindsided. I had no personal ties to anyone in the PE community, and no one knew about the struggles I was facing, yet suddenly all of the Twitter community was talking about me. Minnie and Moon's plan backfired, and people started talking about how terrible their behavior toward me had been. Meanwhile, they were busy trying to hide the responses they were getting. About 20 minutes after the thread was posted, Minnie messaged me. The person who had been ghosting me for days suddenly tried to approach me with a polite tone, claiming to understand me and saying he wants to help. Yet behind my back, he was messaging people who knew me, even those who weren't really my friends, to basically badmouth me and claiming I wasn't a good person or that I hurt Moon. All while trying to gather information about me, some people simply because they could talk to Minnie, fed up with false information despite not actually knowing me. Oh my goodness. For 2 days, Minnie wouldn't let me catch my breath for even a second, insisting I shouldn't or Moon or Moon and him would make tweets about me. Even when I repeatedly told him it was late and I needed sleep and rest, he stubbornly persisted to talk, guilt-tripping me and making baseless accusations to paint me as a guilty party. Whenever I presented evidence to refute their nonsense, he would just change the subject and keep repeating the same things. Even once he addressed me by my real-life name, ew, that's weird, which only appeared on my bank account. Dude. That's disgusting. I mention this because it still creeps me. I'd be creeped out too. I never gave out my real life name, no matter who you trust. Yeah, I mean real life name. That's what I meant. I won't even get into how they monitored every account I had and scrutinized everything I posted. Whenever I posted something to defend myself, he would immediately send it back to me, demanding to delete it, and claiming it was hurting them. Eventually, his patience with me ran out, and he wanted to start a group chat, which turned out to be a chaotic mess in itself. After suffering through repeated crying and panic anxiety attacks, I was finally persuaded when they promised to stand by me if people kept talking about me. I wanted to trust them one last time, but of course, that turned out just to be another lie to silence me. I was still in shock, and more importantly, I was scared, vulnerable. The support I was having was not enough. Minitoon held so much power and could have completely destroyed my online name if he wanted. I backed off. Well, after that, Moon deleted every conversation we had shared over the course of 2 years, including the tweet saying that we've sorted things out. I cried a lot as I stared at the messages, which now made it look as though I had been talking to myself. I can call it destroying evidence now. The past 3 months were an absolute nightmare. People kept spreading lies without ever hearing my side of the story. Every day I'd open my phone to find another hateful message. I couldn't draw for a long time. Picking up a pen would trigger a flood of memories about the whole thing, and I even stopped going to school for a while. I couldn't trust anyone enough to open up. I began reevaluating my friendships, not just online, in real life too. On some days I'd hear conflicting accounts of what Minnie had said about me behind my back while saying to me he wants to protect me. They probably hadn't heard my name mentioned since April, yet I was learning new details about the situation every single day. I tried reaching out to Minnie once or twice, but there was no response. I was alone again, facing the prejudiced people held against me because of the chaos they had created. I felt like I was silenced to protect their reputation, I lost many friends. They had completely drained my light, leaving my grapple with thought I'd never imagined having. But above all, I blamed myself for never speaking up. People continued to congratulate and coddle them, while I remained stuck in the pit they had dug for me. I suppose the only lesson I had learned was how to communicate and maintain the right distance with people younger than me, as well as they need to trust no one. I became much more guarded with everyone around me. I wish things hadn't turned out this way. I valued and trusted those two people deeply, but in the end, I was met with nothing but neglect. I felt like I had been manipulated and taken advantage of. I will never forgive them for what they put me through. So it's just heartbreaking. Below are images of Minitoon Moon and Osti's dams. The areas marked with red lines contain personal information. They were obscured to prevent reoccurrence of the previous crisis. They will not be sharing the unredacted images for privacy reasons. Moon's announcement was began circulating on Twitter X shortly after. Not going to ping, but I had to remove Osti from the server due to her making me uncomfortable and not respecting my boundaries. I hope you all understand. Like, gosh, how much she aggravates me. Anyway, I do just want to clarify that no one has ever hired for any position for the channel and its art. It has always been collaborative effort between us and you guys, the community. We want to give more people the opportunity to be commissioned art for the channel. We've never had dedicated channel artists and probably never will. That's a lie, but yeah. Oh my gosh. It's kind of just like disrespectful to say, seeing how Osti drew all the thumbnails. Like, yeah, commissioning exists, but you commission someone to be a channel artist. You commission them to do profile pictures. You commission them to do banners. Like, everybody is a channel artist who has been commissioned. That's literally it. Address the situation by posting screenshots of a teenager's mental illness, by the way. If you guys are leaving about the OC situation, I'm going to address everything in a tweet soon. Oh yeah, this is before the disgusting things she done. Moon calling OC the main artist. This is the only screenshot that could be found due to Moon deleting all of her old messages. You're the main artist I go to, but I also want to bring a couple of artists, other styles to test variety, but that's why I gave you more thumbnails at a time. You don't have to have just one. Saying that again. Tweets that Moon had reposted following the situation. I remember this one. But I don't respect people who act solid in public but move weird in DMs. Fake smiles, real manipulation. That's literally the two. Okay. Being betrayed by your friend is crazy because it's like, damn, how long have you been plotting? You've been plotting this. Too many people want to be bully and the victim. Yeah, that's you too. Now deleted tweet from OC about the situation posted short after Moon's announcements. I modded their Discord server for 2 years and I drew 98% of their channel and Discord server. I was told I was the main artist. It's completely unprofessional of them to talk about me like this right now. I could talk about the psychological impact they had on me, but I still stay silent out of respect. It is not normal for them to talk about their personal things in a server announcements portray me as a weirdo, especially considering they're 25 and a popular person in the community. Well, I'm a teenager and just a regular fan. Valid. Anyways, Minitoon calling Osti a liar afterwards. Oh my gosh. Responding to somebody on Twitter. We will be sharing our side in a few minutes. We are putting it all together in a cohesive manner, but note that OC is lying to you and will provide proof of this. Mind you, the proof wasn't. There was no proof. It was just them showing very hurtful things, which I have seen the images, and it's really, really sad. Maytoon ghosts Osti for 2 days while she was trying to talk things out until the day him and his girlfriend made hurtful threat about her. I thought you would understand a little. I do want to make it clear that we didn't want to go public about this, but seeing all the hate Moon was getting was extremely hurtful, Osti. You hurt me so bad, buddy. I loved you so much. /P. People were sending my girlfriend the most hurtful messages. I didn't really have a choice here, and I'm sorry about it came to this. You no, okay. Excuses, but whatever. Maytoon calling Osi by her real name during the discussion. I would be scared too. Like, oh my god. He called me by my RL name. I'm so scared. I'm trying to protect you too. Yeah, bro. Ugh, that's so scary. Ugh. I no. Calling somebody by their real name after them not directly telling you that it's okay to do so, or directly telling you their real name. Like, he only knows her real name based off her bank account that she was paid through. That's just weird. OC keeps apologizing to Moon for feeling sad, unlike what Maytoon and Moon said about her. I can't really see too much of this. Sorry if I was being too much. Yeah, sorry. My tone might sound rude. If it's that the case, I'm deeply sorry, but I don't mean anything bad behind it. It was just how I talk in English. Moon, I'm so sorry if this sounds wrong, but you're a grown woman. Why would I control you? Valid. I mean, it's not about talking every day, just something feels off and it makes me sad because I care about you a lot. Sorry to bring it up again, I just wanted to tell you how I think it's supposed to say how I feel. Oh, tell you how I feel because we talked about not keeping things beside, but I think this was a cut message. I don't know, I can't tell. Moon's messages were deleted. Yeah, that's just okay. Minnie who said not to hesitate to ask for help completely changed his tone for 4 months later when Osti actually needed help from him. Why don't you reach out to her and tell her how you're not doing so well? Oh my goodness. It's never easy to get out of a rut when you feel down. What the hell is a rut? Okay. Get out of a rut when you feel down, especially alone. There's no shame of reaching out for support. Exclamation point. Realistically, Osti, what would we do? Eating a slushy but frozen? Let it soften up, dude. It literally it literally says, hey, you want to reach out for support? That's fine. Then goes on to say, what can we do? Like, bro, be for real. Lou calls Osti her little sister and soul sister. Images that show how close they were, having a close friendship more than colleagues, like they tried to claim. What? Anyway, as mentioned before, all of Moon's messages were deleted shortly after everything went public. Why? Okay. Whatever. You're like my soul little sister, lol, the sister I've ever had. Like my little sister, that's what I told Minnie LOL. Yay, sisters, you're my literally sister from now on. We are literally soul sisters. Oh, I love you too, bestie. Oh my gosh, hi, Papa. This is the drama that had got me involved. I've been reading so much that I can't even speak. Anyways. Okay. Maytoon attempting to discuss Osti's behavior during any kind of arguments, even though Osti had expressed discomfort, plus Minnie saying he had screenshots of Osti talking about her feelings, but she only trusted oh my god, Moon with it. Good lord. Hey OC, Moon just wanted me to talk to you since she's feeling a bit down over what you guys were talking about. Would you like to tell me what you about what you're feeling? Oh my gosh. Hey OC, is everything okay? Did Moon tell you to talk to me again? Maybe she should try to text me next time. Yeah, exactly. Hey OC, Moon showed me some of the messages you sent her. Which one? I think, oh my gosh, I cannot read that. It's way too small. I think this was sent to me a while ago. Moon would talk to me sometimes when you guys fought because she felt misunderstood a bit. Something that I would understand you did as well to some degree, is that right? Never sent anyone screenshot where it shows psychologically or traumas, nor do I force anyone to go talk to me. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I mean, I get they're together, but like, if they're talking about something personal, you shouldn't talk about that without that person knowing. Just saying. Okay, so let's take everything back and let me explain. I have so many friends, however, I don't really talk to them about personal stuff like I did with you. So I really don't care if they text me or not. And telling this again, I don't want to change you. My question was, used to able to do with you that, but why not now? Okay. And you answered after long talks and finally said you don't like to talk with people every day unless there's something interesting going on. So it leads us to other problem. If I need to be honest, I have a lack of communication when it comes to serious things. The reason why our other issue got big when Minnie involved in because you didn't want to talk to me about it, he basically made it worse without knowing. I want to sort things out if I have question in my otherwise I would start having wrong thoughts about you and I wouldn't want this. So I just say that, oh my gosh. Okay, you get the point. Reading is hard. Sent to Moon. Moon and Toon attempting to change the topic while discussing the drama. Dusty realized that no matter what, if we continue down this path, we're just going to end up hurting and destroying each other even more, right? If you make a reply, Moon will, and it'll go just back and forth between us until who knows when. Can I ask you one question? Don't try to manipulate me into this. You sent private DMs that we already sorted out. Yeah? I'm sorry if you feel this way. We've just been so stressed out every day, and I guess I'm so exhausted from it that I just like to talk. I really don't know why I just suddenly talked in this voice. If you could have anything, oh my gosh. Okay. Because of anything you want to right now, blah blah blah. My little topic. Sure, my brain tends to jump between thoughts a lot. Well, okay. Not sure if it's probably because I might just go crazy, move on a lot. This is just like standard conversation about everything. You want In and Out? In and Out is so good. Maybe you should ask Grandma for one. Maybe she'll send it to you. You guys call me a manipulator. People need to know. I already apologized and saw everything before. I'm not saying anything against you both and clear myself. You're not innocent. Not the gaslight. You're not. You aren't interested in working with something. Resolve things. Will only get worse. You do not apologize for anything. That is a lie. Lies will get us both nowhere. To be honest with each other, we continue to discuss in the group chat. I apologize for my actions. I said sorry so many times that that's the same thing with apologies. We need to talk about this with others. I still don't trust you both. How do I know you're not going to leak my personal stuff again without even asking me? I never showed my mental health to people I trusted Moon with those. She used them against me. Now people are asking certain lies. Yeah, why would you? I mean, light the... Bro, what? Light the gas on fire? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Alright, let's move the discussion to the group chat then. It's 4 AM, let me, I'll go to sleep. It was already a bad day. You leaked Moon's DMs where now? In the now deleted tweets? That's a lie because I didn't put any screenshots. I quoted someone's tweet. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, we'll put the gas on the fire. I mean, the light on the... Whatever, you know what I meant. Yeah, I saw... Yeah, oh! Yeah, let's finish reading this part. You've seen this already. Once Moon's seen this, what do you think she's going to do? Are you threatening me? I'm not. I've been doing my best to prevent her from going on Twitter. I just don't want the situation getting any worse. She should have thought about this before leaking my DMs because no, I didn't leak any of her or your tweet on Twitter. Someone said Moon was talking about me on Mini Moon server and was questioning me, so I quoted them. I'm scared for you. I'm scared for her. If we can settle aside, different work together. So, yeah, it's the candle. Yeah, love you. I like that color. It's pretty. Yeah, it looks like a peach. Yeah. Okay. You're fine. Miss you too. I already lost my trying to protect myself to got cold and then okay. Now I can finally zoom out. As previously mentioned, while Minnie was talking nicely to Osti, he was telling others different things about the situation. In these screenshots, he claims it was false after telling someone on Twitter about the situation. He would then delete his message, making it seem like he never said anything, functionally lying to both parties. So this is how I got involved. Okay, I was like, don't say anything yet, because this was before he said anything. Making a document, explaining everything, because there's like a lot of misinformation going around. Like, like it was horrible. I'm not gonna show the images that they posted because they're horrible. Like they're really, really bad. They're really deep into it. And so I was like, don't say anything. Like, be the bigger person. Be the bigger person. And then they're like, thanks, I appreciate that. I spent hours on end trying to resolve these things privately with Osti, but she continues to post about it publicly. has shown very little willingness to resolve it privately despite my efforts. At this point, I genuinely do not believe she's willing to put the effort that I will, but I will keep you updated. That's what he said. Get to. This is the I don't think I can make it bigger, can I? Anyways, this is me responding to somebody. I was like, Minnie said OC didn't really seem to want to resolve the situation, so Moon and them decided to ignore and move on. Excuse me? Huh? They sent it an hour ago. That's not true though. Neither is saying we decided to ignore and move on. I'm pretty sure there was another message along it, but I don't remember if there was or not. And then I was talking in DMs with them. Yeah, their statement above is false. And then is my best advice to ignore them, ask them to delete some stuff who doesn't done over, whatever. And because once again failed to keep their word and put a teenager in such situation, we have found it necessary to explain all of this in detail as trying not to break any kind of privacy. It would work for you, but not me. People wouldn't forget. We're a big account, so you can't get away with it. But when you're small, nope, they are after you. People may not forget, but you have my word that I'll have your back. That I'll have your back, mine too. Yeah. They never kept that promise. You can't be what? Wait, what? Oh, one messenger? Oh. Oh, you're talking about the crown thing. Yeah, I have no clue how that works. I have zero clue how that works. I don't know. I've never. Oh, debut. Okay. I was about to say, I don't know what Dina is. Anyways. The thread mentioned above later posted a thread shortly after OC tweet containing site of her story, although this mentioned files lies inaccuracy about the situation below is OC's response to an initial thread. Let's see if I can read it. Since there was a lot of misinformation spreading about why we decided to let OC go from the Mini-Moon server, I am going to make a thread about my personal experiences with OC, her manipulative behavior, and why this was the best route for both of us. I do not want to do this, but OC seems to have gone public spreading lies about me. I'm going to share my side with screenshots. Okay. Didn't happen. Right. She made her announcement first. I had to defend myself because that, which I barely said anything about her. Started making thumbnails. Oh wait, this is this. We started talking when we needed to have thumbnails commissioned for the Mini-Moon channel. And earlier is the red flags was that whenever I made the thumbnails myself or commissioned someone else, she would get jealous and upset. We wanted to be able to commission more artists than her, but she would take it personally. Oh my gosh. She would earlier make comment in the Discord server about feeling betrayed as some of the members have most certainly seen for themselves, make indirect subtweets aimed at me without mentioning me by name about the same thing, among other things, and then like that. Started making thumbnails a year after we became fans. I have already had a thumbnail artist that had to take me in since the first one was slow. Members made that joke and it was funny. I asked you so many times what tweets you were talking about because there was literally none. Just because you took it personally, you shouldn't assume that these things you were about you is literal spam. Literally a spam account. Oh. I know, I have been reading for almost an hour. It's crazy. I was trying to read the beginning of it, but I cringed so hard I had to stop. Like, before I even started streaming. It's just talking about Moopy, which, by the way, they took Moopy off their videos and stuff, so Moopy just exists to be cute. Which I'm kind of glad I have Moopy. I missed March 19th, being busy, not ill. Busy, everything will be not ill. They started to accuse me of bad things instead of just taking me with one person. Yeah. She was just so messy. Wizard Board Studios. Yeah, oh my gosh. That's a lot of this. I've been reading so long that I can't anymore. This is the this is like closer to the end of it. This was a joke that had been said in like DMs or something. There's an original like full context image of it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. How long have we talked for? Unless it is somehow about to know what first. I couldn't tell you how the crown system works on YouTube. No clue how it works. Might just be based off of in-all interaction on live streams. Maybe, I don't know. This is... Ugh. I really don't want to look at this one. Billy was just... Billy was just a very messy person. They're still a developer? I mean, I couldn't see because I haven't been on the server in a long time. Somebody vandalized the wiki? What? That's possible? I know that you can mess with Wikipedia, but that's kind of funny. Somebody went off and friggin' vandalized the Wikipedia. This is ineligible. You can't really read it too much. Actually, I bet you if I zoom in, you can read it. Yeah, you can't read that with anything. I can make out few words, so you can't read that. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of Billy before, so I'm gonna be honest. Oh, I need a break from yapping. That's all I gotta say. I need a break. I need a break. I think that's just where I'm gonna get to today, honestly, because that is... Holy crap, how long this section was. I don't know if I'll read the beginning. I don't know if I want to. I might because it really heavily relates to this. And then maybe in that video I'll go into detail on how I got involved. Might. I don't know. I'm just. this is just. I don't even know how to feel about it anymore. It's just crazy.